में आपका स्वागत है। शनेल आज आपको रोटी बनाना बता रही है।
Yes, this is a video that I wanted to do for so long because in the beginning of me dating Kishan, I did not know how to make rotis. I was scared to make rotis, they were intimidating, but this video is going to help you make it nice and easy, and I have mommy as well to help me, so it's going to be awesome. So you only need about 4 ingredients to make this super simple bread that you'll be able to eat with all of your Indian curries. You need 3 cups of wheat flour, 400 milliliters of water, and then we'll add a little bit of salt and a little bit of oil to the concoction. Alright, so you're gonna need a nice big bowl because you're gonna be doing a lot of stirring with your hands. So we're gonna add the 3 cups of wheat flour and a spoon of salt.
1 चम्मच नमक डाल रही है।
Yes. Alright, so now I'm gonna stir it up a little bit.
हाँ, नमक अच्छे से मिक्स कर लेना।
And add the water. Now we're going to be making dough, so we're going to add the water gradually. So this 400 milliliters of water is really an estimate. All right, we'll add a little bit more water, stir it up, we're going to make one big giant ball of dough. Now you can use any flour, but wheat flour is definitely the best, especially if you want to make a traditional Indian roti.
जब हम आटा गूंथते हैं ना तो धीरे धीरे पानी डालना, एक ही बार में पानी नहीं डालना, धीरे धीरे डालेंगे तभी हमें पता चलेगा कि हमारा आटा कैसे गूंदा जा रहा है।
Now, as I said, we are adding the water gradually, and that's because too much water is going to ruin your dough. You don't want it too wet. All right, almost done. I can tell you can tell by this almost perfect ball we have going. It's still not quite perfect, but
हाँ, जब भी हम धीरे धीरे पानी डालेंगे ना तभी हमारा डो ठीक अच्छा बनेगा, एक ही बार में पानी डालेंगे तो ठीक नहीं बनेगा डो।
Alright, so by this time I like to make sure that all of the flour is in my little ball, and I like to go straight onto the counter and start doing it with my hands. Playing with it basically, you know, in the movies this is how they do it. This is how mommy does it. It makes me feel like a pro. It's lots of fun. All right. How you feel, mom?
अच्छा है।
अच्छा?
हाँ।
Nice.
जितना भी हम गूंदेंगे ना उतना सॉफ्ट होएगा और रोटियां भी हमारी उतनी ही अच्छी बनेगी।
Right. And notice how we didn't use all the water. So you just got to make sure it's the right consistency. Now let's add a tiny little bit of water. Mommy, why do we add a little bit of oil?
हाँ, इसमें थोड़ा सा ना तेल लगा के रखेंगे हम ताकि हमारी रोटियां सॉफ्ट बन जाए।
So mommy says that we add a tiny little bit of oil just to make it super soft.
हाँ,
Just a little bit.
बस।
And we're gonna massage it.
हाँ,
We're gonna mix it in there. It likes the oil. So the dough fits nice and easily into my hand, and we're just gonna roll it until it's a perfect sphere. Now notice that we have a little bit extra dough right here. That's so that we can sprinkle it onto our nice clean workstation and we can start rolling out the dough. All right, so notice how that's a nice perfect circle. Now what I like to do, mommy doesn't do this, but I like to squish it with my hands to make it into a disc. And the more perfect the circle, the more perfect the roti will be at the end of it. Okay? Now do not worry if your rotis are not perfect circles in the beginning. Here are a couple pictures of my past rotis. So we're gonna put this in a little bit of the flour just to coat it. And the more flour that you have, the less it will stick to the surface. All right. Now this is very important. We have a rolling pin.
It's woman's weapon.
We have a woman's weapon / rolling pin, but it's not like a traditional long one that you see. It's a short guy. Now, it doesn't really matter, but this guy, since it's short, really helps me a lot in making rotis. And I don't hold it like this, like in the movies. I actually keep my thumbs up, just like that. And that is how you roll it. So I'm literally just going to keep rolling it until I like the shape of it. I like the size of it. If it sticks, add a little bit more flour, but ultimately you don't want a ton of flour because it will burn when you put it on the pan. Notice how this side was a little bit thicker than the others. That's why I'm rolling it out. We're trying to make it nice and even.
Nice.
Perfect.
So
Perfect.
that is your first roti. I like to sprinkle off the flour by going back and forth in the hands a little bit. And now it's ready to be added to the pan. So our pan is nice and hot. And also, just side note, we're gonna want it to be approximately this size at the end. So keep in mind when you're rolling it, that's how big we want it. All right, add that guy to the stove. Look at mommy over here. She's rolling them nice.
Oh, look at this.
That's a nice, perfect circle, mommy. Nice. And she's got a little conveyor belt line. She's got all of her little circles ready to go. Boom, boom, yes. Now over here, now I know, so we're cooking it on this pan, right? And it's gonna start bubbling a little bit. That's when I know that it's time to cook on this side a little bit. And then eventually, we're gonna start cooking it directly on the flame. You do not have to have a gas stove. You can do it on an electric stove. This is just the traditional way to make it. All right, so I can see that it's bubbling up on this side. I'm gonna take my tongs. All right, so it's nice and bumpy. Let's add it to the flame and it will rise. The best rotis rise just like that. Now make sure to flip it so it doesn't burn. And keep an eye on it. We're just gonna try to get the sides done. Perfect. That's good, right?
Yeah.
All right, our rotis are ready. Traditionally, we store it in like this warm box, but for the purposes of showing you guys, check it out. Ta-da! Oh yeah, nice and smoky, warm, hot, delicious. All right, so I'm gonna teach you how to eat this. So I'm going to teach you how to eat it. Ready? So I'm going to take my roti. I'm going to tear off a little piece. And then I'm going to scoop up the burgee we made. I say it wrong. I always say it wrong.
DK.
And this is how you eat it. Check out the paneer video that we just did. And then make this lunch.
ये देखिए हमारी रोटी वाली वीडियो हो गई है. आप भी इसको ट्राई कर लेना और कैसी बनती है वो हमें कमेंट में बताना और मेरे चैनल को लाइक भी करना, कमेंट भी करना और सब्सक्राइब भी कर देना. बोलो Shanell.
It's so good. It's so good. I'm ready to eat this. Yeah, guys, like it, comment down below. Let us know what you want to see next. Subscribe, and it's time to eat this. Let's do it.